Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Lagos Travel Guide. In today's episode, I have with me an incredible guest, Fatima. Well, Fatima is my friend. I've known her for years, right? Ages. And she actually moved back to Nigeria about 3 years ago, having spent, I think the last time she properly lived in Nigeria before then was like 13 years prior, right?
Yeah.
So a long time. So I thought, who best to actually do this video with me? And this video is all about the 7 things that sort of like culture shock that we experienced when moving back,
Yeah.
and things that we wish people had told us about before we moved back to Nigeria, to Lagos specifically. That is exactly what this video is all about. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian author, travel and lifestyle content creator. I'm going to leave all the introductions about my book. You already know, go buy it. The link is down below in the description. But don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button down below. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. We're currently at 43,000 right now that this video is becoming live. It's 43,000, but you can make it 50,000. Subscribe and also give this, and give this video a huge thumbs up. It really encourages me to create more content like this when I see you thumbsing up. So the more thumbs up I get, the more encouraged I am to create more content that you love. Yeah? So let's get straight into this video. What is the #1 culture shock or something that you wish people had told you about before coming to Lagos?
The #1 thing is that everyone is in a rush. Everyone is rushing nowhere fast, and they're still late. But yeah, so that's one thing that, especially driving, that's one thing that you'll notice is that everybody's like rushing somewhere, and like, which is like different than being in like America, or like which is where I was, where things are just moving in orderly fashion, orderly and timely fashion. Yeah, here everybody's just like
Everybody's moving.
crazy rush.
Yeah. So driving actually is a big issue. Like if you've not driven in Nigeria before, don't do it. I would say don't do that.
So ease into it.
Ease into it.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
So what's one thing? Should I ask you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's one thing for you that was a shock
For me?
Yeah.
I would say that nothing is free. And what do I mean by that? Nothing is free. I would say, let me take an example from even arriving at the Lagos International Airport, and somebody asked, "Oh, let me help you carry your luggage. Let me help you," and you're like, "Okay, thank you." Thinking you're receiving help. Once you get to, the car, whoever is picking you up, they're like, they're waiting there like, sister,
Do something for
do something for your boys.
Yeah,
What
for
do
your
you think for the boys now?
Yeah.
Something for the boys. They basically want money. Whereby I think in the States, for example, if an official in the airport was asked, maybe saw you struggling and said, "Oh, would you like me to help you?" They are helping you.
Right.
They're not requesting for money. There's no exchange going on there.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody wants to help you here, know that 99% probability there's going to be an exchange of money.
Yeah.
It's expected. So it's like an unwritten rule. Actually, you might not know about it, but everybody else that's Elegushi knows that help, you have to pay.
Yeah.
So that for me was a huge culture shock. Something I'm very much used to now. You want to help me? Okay. I won't tell you before you help me. The only 100 naira I have, is that sufficient for your help?
Yeah.
If not, leave it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that was a shock for me as well, where I realized that nothing is free. Yeah.
So what would you say is a third point here?
Okay, so a third point, another thing that shocked me when I moved back was that greetings are and how people address matters, and it's hugely important how you address someone. And I remember someone had given me a contact for a vendor, and I had called him, And I was like, oh, hello, John. This is Fatima. I would like to get into that.
Happy John.
And John, his son never called me back. And that was something, that was a learning curve for me to realize that people actually matters, that people want to be addressed as Mr., Mrs., Auntie, Uncle, you know, whichever it is. Yeah, and I think it was a shock for me too that people were addressing me as Ma and Madam and Mama, and I was like, Mama. Yeah, so
baby girl like this, Mama. She's like, hey.
Mama. But now I like roll with it. So
right.
now I think it's just better to just err on the side of caution and just always address somebody as like Mr., Mrs.
Right.
You know, even if you're the same age.
Yes, I think especially if you're, I think we'll get to this point later on too, like if you're trying to get things done, if you address people like in a formal way, they're more likely to be receptive to whatever you're trying to do. So even if you go to the bank and you say, can I speak to Oga? Or can I speak to Mr.? Auntie, how are you doing now? Uncle? Even speaking to the tellers, when you speak to them in a fashion whereby they feel, they equate greetings with respect.
Right.
Exactly, that's the underlying issue here. And people love in this market to be respected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I would say the fourth sort of culture shock, things I wish I knew before I came back, or as in for you guys traveling to Nigeria, is that to get things done in Lagos, you need to know somebody, right? I did not experience this. I did not know how reliant I would become on knowing people, on how important my network was. I'm not, it's about knowing people to get one government contract, though. I mean, just knowing people to resolve your issues at the bank, or resolve your random small problems, or resolve your estate issues. Like you need to know some. Passport. You need to know people, because if you don't know people and you go by the normal sort of like process, it might not get done, or it will get done in 6 months. Exactly, 20 years later. But if you know somebody, it can get done like that in an hour versus literally 6 months. So who you know matters. Your network, I did not know how important it was to have a network. Like, it's without a network, forget it.
Whereas like, you know, if you are in the Western or like just anywhere else, you can easily get things done. There's a process. So you can just follow that process and then get whatever it is. You know, but there is no process like that. So it's key to know that. I think once you resign to knowing that, okay, I need to know people to get things done, then you focus your efforts in knowing people. And you're fine. Right? So I think that's a useful point. Like, can you guys relate to this point? Like, if you can relate to this point specifically, leave a comment in the comment section below and tell us your stories. What has been your own personal experiences with these sort of issues that we're talking about today? So what's the fifth culture shock that you've experienced? Okay, so you need to, and this is just piggybacking off your point, you need to follow up with like everyone on everything that you're doing. Basically micromanage them. So and it comes from the littlest things, you know, from your mechanic who's fixing your car, you have to call him and make sure that, you know, he's gotten the parts, he's like, whatever it is, you have to follow up with everybody to get anything done. So that was like one thing for me that was it's frustrating.
No, it is frustrating. I think I'm not used to that till today. Like, it's like, why do I have to call you 10 times to do something that you said you're gonna do the first time?
Yeah, it's like, isn't this your job?
Yeah, but I think sometimes, a lot of people, I think maybe, for example, for vendors, they overwhelm themselves with work. So to prioritize yourself, it's like the follow-up basically moves you up the queue. It's like, who's shouting, who's raising alarm more, right? So that's what happens then. I would say the sixth point that was a huge culture shock and something nobody told me about before I moved back to Nigeria, and I think will be useful for you guys either moving back or traveling to Nigeria. People are extremely private about certain parts of their lives. For example, traveling. Like, I've had friends whereby I literally had lunch with them. Then tomorrow, I'm seeing like an Instagram post of them in London. And I'm like, sister, what happened? You didn't tell me you're going to London. I know, it was just there. It was just there. We had a full-blown conversation about everything, and we sat down. And you didn't even tell me you were traveling tonight, the same night. You know, and like, people are very private about that. I think people are just very cautious. And I think also private about their finances. Like Lagos or Lagosians, I hear it's like, I got a contract, 30 billion, right? And it's like, okay, so how did you get to like, don't worry, I shouldn't worry. They're very private about protecting that. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And, you know, and even with pregnancy, something that I think people are like more open with, and people like, you know, walk around like pregnant. You see pregnant women walking around. Here, if a girl is pregnant, 10 months later, you will see her, but she'll disappear. 10 months later, she has a baby. And I think, you know, there is some merit, you know, like to people being private about like their finances and traveling. But maybe their finances and pregnancy and stuff. I can kind of see why.
No, I think also traveling. People, I think another thing people are private about traveling also is that, you know, abroad say, oh, I'm traveling, like, oh, nice, have a nice trip. Traveling here is like, how can you help me do something?
True.
It's like, it's always like, how can I use that opportunity to get something from Zara, H&M, you know, buy it from Amazon. I have a sister in London, I want to bring something back from me. It's like, it's a, you know, and a lot of people don't want to deal with that conversation to say no. So it's like, let me not bother even, because everything, when you see you're traveling, someone has to say, oh, can you bring? And I always say to you guys, don't carry things for people, that one there, because you don't want to start ending up in one jail because you carried something you thought was something and isn't something.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, like that. So, Fatima, what is the final number 7, you know, culture shock that you have for us today?
So the 7th thing that you need to know when visiting Nigeria or moving back is that you need to shout to get things done. This is key, very important. You know, and I remember once I was at Funke's place actually, and I had ordered a salad, and it came open. So I called the customer service. You know, I was on the phone, and I was like, "Hello, hi, my salad came." And then Funke comes in, and she's like, "Why are you talking to? Why are you?" She's like, "Give me the phone." She's like, "Hello, we ordered a salad, and it came open." And they were like, "Oh, sorry, ma, I sent you a salad." And next thing you know, a new salad appeared in 10-15 minutes. So then I realized that, oh, okay, you need to raise your voice a little higher, be more assertive.
Yes.
To get things done. And that applies to everything.
It applies to everything. I think, I remember when I heard her just speaking quietly, I'm like, tell sorry, who are you talking to like that? Like, are you trying to get something done? No, like you have to raise your voice because, and I find that everywhere, whether it's you have a banking issue, a vendor issue, like raising your voice is basically a way of communicating that you better fix my issue now before things go down. I think people naturally don't just naturally want to fix things, or they don't consider what needs to be fixed a priority unless you raise your voice. Like you're gonna find that's just like the norm all the time. Like I know, like I have friends that have said that they've lived in Nigeria for a while and then moved back to the States. And probably said, why are you shouting?
Yeah. It's like, it's not a fight.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's key. Like get things done. Raise your voice. I know some of you might be thinking, oh, I don't want Lagos to change me. I'm not like that. Okay, at your peril.
When in Rome,
act like the Romans. Just have to adjust because if not, you're going to be so frustrated.
No, I think you should definitely maintain who you are as a person. But you know, I think when you move to any new country or any new society, you have to like kind of flow.
Exactly.
With the way things are done.
Completely. Gosh, I really hope this video has been so useful to you guys. Like, thank you, Fatima, for taking the time to share. You know, it's sort of like your journey and things you learned even from me. You know?
My transition smooth.
I really hope you guys have found this useful. Like, if you have, like, leave a comment down below. If you have other sort of like things you wish people had told you before, like culture shock items, leave them in the comment section below. And also tell your stories. I know you guys have stories to tell. You know, we've told some of our stories. Like, share your stories. Like, I'll be in the comment section. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a conversation. I look forward to seeing you guys again. But don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and give this video a huge thumbs up. Thank you once again for your support, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.